Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Lunchtime Live. I'm Pia from Stitches and Scraps, and this is episode 103. Hi, Mary. It's good to see you. Happy Thursday. For those of you who are new here, Lunchtime Live is my video newsletter for Stitches and Scraps. So I'll be telling you about everything that's new on the blog, what I'm working on, all of that kind of stuff. And then we end each session with a demo of a stitch pattern. So this year I've been alternating between a knit stitch and a crochet stitch, and we're doing like a stitch of the week. Today's stitch of the week is the knit bamboo stitch, which makes columns basically that look like bamboo. So we'll take a look at that at the end of the episode. But first, again, if you are new here, if you have any if you want to see the links to any of the things that I talk about, go in the description on this video and you'll see one link. At that link, you will see the links. Sorry, I'm saying links a lot. At that one blog post, you'll see the links to all of the things that I'm going to tell you about in the video, so you can check them out. So if I show you a pattern or I show you, a tutorial, talk to you about a tutorial, you can find it at that link. Good morning, Kendra, and good morning, Beth. It's good to see you again, Kendra. I'm glad you came back. So let's get started. What is going on at Stitches and Scraps? Well, we have hi, I can't read your name, but hello. We have a new pattern this week, and that is I finally finished that baby romper I've been showing you. Now this yarn, this is King Cole Cotton Soft, and I am now a King Cole ambassador for this year. Like, they have these 1-year terms. So going into next year, for I think it's like middle of the year we started, but I am or maybe it was August. I don't remember exactly. July maybe. Anyway, but I'll be sharing some King Cole patterns with you and King Cole designs new patterns in King Cole yarns, because I sell them in my own store, but also I really just love King Cole yarns, and there's a limit to how much I can sell, Okay, let me show you this first and then I'll switch the camera back. So I wanted to show you how great the stitch definition is in this yarn, and also how shiny it is. It's super soft and silky for a cotton yarn. It's not that really stiff cotton that you're used to. So this is King Cole Cotton Soft is the yarn, and this is the little baby romper. It's in 5 sizes. So basically what I was trying to say is I can't carry every King Cole yarn in my store, right? Obviously there's a limit to how many I can buy. So this gives me a chance to work with some of the others that I really like that I maybe don't have in the store. This is one that I do not have in the store, but you can find it locally at stores. They've got if you go to the King Cole website, they've got a Find a Stockist page where you can put in your address and they'll tell you who the nearest stores are where you can buy them. They'll email you back, here's your closest stores. Or you can also go to Lovecrafts. They do sell a lot of King Cole yarns on Lovecrafts. So check this one out. It's Cotton Soft DK. And this uses that ripple pattern. Remember we worked on that those little waves the other, maybe 3 weeks ago? So this uses those waves in the middle of the body. And it comes in sizes from 3 months. It's like 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and 24 months. Plus, I added some instructions for if you need to adjust the sizes. So if you've got a baby that's a little shorter but chunkier, or a baby that's a little taller but skinnier, you can totally adjust this middle portion to make it fit the different body shapes. So I put that instructions in there as well. Hello, Carolyn. It's good to see you. Kendra, you're working on your own pattern. Oh, that's exciting. I can't wait to see it when you have it. You have to share. If you have pictures of stuff like that, you guys have to join, or you should join, the Scrappy Stitchers group on Facebook. It's a great place to share the stuff you're working on, and just look at what everybody else is working on, and especially if they're my patterns. I love that. But so yeah, this is the new post. Check it out on the blog. I'm also working on a review, as in I was writing it this morning for a book that someone sent me to review about how to start selling your crafts online. And I'm nearly finished with it. I'm really hoping to get it out tonight so that I can get it in my newsletter for tomorrow. But I'm not promising because I still have a little work to do on it. But that should be coming out this week. If not tomorrow, then Saturday for sure. And then, of course, the other thing that I'm working on is it's bag number 5, right? Because we just finished up bag number 4 of the bag along cal for this year. So we're doing the crochet along with a different bag every 2 months. And this is the beginning of bag number 5 is in my hands here. But before I get there, remember to enter the giveaway for bag number 4. Thank you, Carolyn. I'm glad you like the onesie. Remember to enter the giveaway because the prizes are awesome. We have this knit pick set of Bright's crochet hooks. And we have this, which I'm not taking out of the bag again, but you can sort of see it's a hook gauge from Catch Wrinkles. Both of them from We Crochet. And that is the prize for bag number 4. That giveaway ends tomorrow. So get up there on the website. Again, the link, look at the link in the description and you'll see the link to the giveaway. Get onto the website. It takes 2 minutes to enter. You don't have to have made the bag, but definitely enter for those. Beth, I know you were interested. I hope you've entered by now. Otherwise, you're going to miss it. Oops, sorry, I'm dropping needles. Okay. So the next giveaway that we're going to have, the next bag, I'm going to post the materials and the giveaway post on the 30th of the month, the last day of the month. So the giveaway for this one, I'll start by showing you the bag. Okay. So this is the front panel or the back panel of the bag. It's going to be a nice square tote bag. Now the fun thing about this one of the tutorials is going to be for this cabling, right? The other tutorial is again going to be for the lining, but on this one, it's a boxy bag, meaning it has depth as well as like it's flat panel, but then there's like a side panel too between them, right? I'm going to show you how to make boxed corners on a sewn lining. I know that sounds intimidating, but you guys remember I can barely sew a straight line, okay? So if I can do this, you can totally do this. And I am finding that as I'm doing these simpler sewing projects, I'm really building my confidence. And it adds so much, particularly in bags, if you can do things like sew the linings and sew zippers and things like that. So I really encourage you, it's always optional in the pattern, but I really encourage you to try sewing the lining. And it only takes a ½ yard of fabric. So we're not talking a lot of fabric. If it turns out awful, you can throw it away and nobody will ever have to know. But it's also inside a bag. So no one's going to see it if your seams are crooked or you didn't quite get the corner right. It's hidden. But it adds a lot of stability to the bag. So I really encourage you guys to try it when that comes out. And we're going to do box corners and a pocket. So that's going to be the second tutorial for this bag. The first tutorial will be the cable pattern. So that is going to be bag number 5. That's your sneak peek. I'm not finished yet, obviously. And I know what you guys really want to see is the giveaway for bag number 5. So for this bag, kind of in a back to school sort of theme, I guess, we are doing a notebook and a ruler. So let me show you these closer up. Let me switch over. All right. So this is just a fun 120-page sketchbook. It's not, I want to say, I don't remember now whether it was just blank pages or whether it had the grid in it. I'm looking at the edges here. I believe this one's just blank pages. They do have sketchbooks with different, like they've got lined, they've got gridded, they've got dotted, they've got all different ones. And this is Donica Studios is the brand, and this does come from We Crochet. So this is, and it's pretty, right? I like the cover. So the sketchbook is part of the prize, and then also this ruler, and this is the one and only time I'm going to open it, you guys, because I hate opening these packages, but I have to open it to photograph it for you anyway, so we're going to open it very carefully. Okay, we're not opening it on air because I don't want to ruin the package. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to ruin the package for whoever ends up winning it. So I'll have to do that much more carefully on my own later. But you can see through it. This is a 4-inch wooden ruler that says We Crochet on it. And these are great. These tiny little rulers, they're great for measuring gauge and they're great for traveling with too. I love having, I've got like maybe 4 or 5 different rulers that are 4 inches or 6 inches, and they go with me everywhere. There's one in my couch at any given time. I have sat on it a few times, but no, they're really, really useful. I like those, and then I like the big flexible measuring tapes. Pretty much I live on those for measuring stuff, but these are great for gauge because they're not flexible. So, okay, so with the flexible measuring tapes, if you're not looking for a very exact micro measurement, they're great, but they are flexible. They will stretch ever so slightly over time, and you can't 100% trust that that measurement is absolutely perfect down to the 32nd of an inch. Okay, when you're measuring gauge, you really want it to be accurate, and you don't want it to stretch or wrap with the fabric, right? You generally want a nice straight square measurement. So I love using these or those gauge tools for that because you know that that's 4 inches and that hasn't changed. So those are the prizes. That giveaway will come out next week, Tuesday, I believe. I'll have the materials and the giveaway for that. So that comes out next week. And what else am I working on? Let me see. I got a list here so I don't forget anything. I told you about the book review, so that was it. Oh, the book review is going to come with a free ebook as well. I think I'm waiting for him to confirm the link for me. As soon as he confirms that, he said that he would do a giveaway of a free companion ebook. So the book review is on the big book about how to sell your crafts online. And then there's like a little companion ebook that's a blueprint, kind of almost a quick guide kind of thing for selling crafts online. And he told me in an email that he was going to set up a code for me or a link for me so that you guys could get that ebook, the companion ebook, for free in the review. I'm waiting for him to confirm that. So I'm not promising that yet, but hopefully by the end of the day I will know this and that will be posted. And I think that's it. That's all I'm working on. Any questions on any of that? Kendra, my mom wore a hat I made her in public the other day. Oh, that's the best, isn't it? When you see your stuff, like in the wild is what we normally say. When you see your stuff in the wild, it's so cool. I cannot tell you how excited I was the first time I saw someone wearing one of my shawl patterns at the CGOA conference. I nearly died. It was so cool to see that. But yeah, no, it's great. It's great to see your stuff out in public. So let's jump into, let's see. And Kendra, if you're looking at starting to design and you're thinking, especially if you're thinking of selling patterns, you want this ebook that I'm going to review because it actually takes you through how to get set up. It's written about selling your actual work online, like your actual hats or whatever, but most of the information is useful for selling anything online. So even online patterns and stuff like that, you'll want to read through some of this stuff. Okay, so let's jump into the stitch of the week. Stitch of the week is bamboo stitch, knit bamboo stitch. So this is what it looks like, and I promise I'm not going to mess up this demo like I did last time. I will remember there is a purl side this time, right? So this is the knit bamboo stitch, and you can see when I stretch it out that it's making columns of 2 stitches that are kind of wrapped. Do you see that little wrap? That is a yarn over. So all we're going to do is we're going to do a yarn over, knit 2 stitches, and then pull that yarn over those 2 stitches to make this little wrap. That's it. That's the whole pattern. So I've got a little bit started here, and I'm going to show you how it works. For me, the trickiest part of the pattern is the very first wrap, and I've made this one very tight. There we go. Is the very first wrap of the row, because how do you do a yarn over when you have nothing on your needle, right? So this is how. Think about how you normally insert your needle. You would go in like this, yes? What we want is for the yarn to come over the needle before we go in there. So what I do is I go under this yarn and then stick my needle in. Now the yarn's coming over my needle here, okay, before the stitch. So that's exactly what you want from a yarn over. It's basically starting with the yarn in front and then bringing it over the back to knit your stitch, okay? So now you knit 2 stitches. And you want to make sure you're keeping your tension a little bit loose because you're going to pull this yarn over and you're going to pull it right over those 2 stitches. Then we're going to do another yarn over, knit 2 more stitches, and pull this yarn over right over those 2 stitches. If you want to see it continental, let me try that. You do a yarn over, okay, and then you knit these 2 stitches. I think I did my yarn over backwards. I don't normally do continental. Let me see. Yarn over comes that way. Yeah, no, I did it right. Sometimes you do something and you're like, wait, was that right? Yeah, that was right. Okay, yarn over, knit the 2 stitches, and then pull that yarn over the top of the 2 stitches like that. Okay, so that's continental. It's the same thing, it's just whichever way you hold it. Okay, pull the yarn over those 2 stitches, just like that. Now the trick to this is you want to keep your the tension even on those yarn overs and a little bit loose so that it doesn't cinch in too much when you pull it over the 2 stitches. On the purl side, we're just going to purl all the stitches all the way across. So I don't even need to show you that, it's just purling. And this is what it looks like. There's your yarn overs that make those little lines, and then you get these vertical columns. So very, very simple stitch. Let's talk about modifications. I'm going to talk about it on this swatch. Okay, so a couple of things. This is a stockinette type of stitch, so it will tend to curl a little bit, but the yarn overs actually do help it lay pretty flat. So this is not as curly as a traditional stockinette stitch. The back looks basically like pearls because it's basically like pearls, but they're just pulled a little tightly together so you get that columns look on the back too. You can put any number of these columns into your work anywhere you want. So what I'm saying is, like, if you have a sweater and you want to put 2 columns of bamboo stitch into your sweater work, that's 4 stitches, right? Each column is 2 stitches. So you just take 4 stitches and you do that. It's very much like this with the cables, where I want to insert this cable into this bare field of half double crochet. So I take my 6 or 7 or 8 or whatever stitches it is here, and I make my cable, right? You can do that with this, and these can be a great substitute for cables because you saw how simple they are. They don't require a cable needle. They don't require any turning around of stitches. So if you want something that's sort of cable-ish, but you don't want to deal with cables, this is a great substitute. And imagine like just 1 column of this in a field of stockinette, right? Or even with some purl bumps on the side of it and then a field of stockinette. I think that would look really pretty. The other thing you want to think about is edges. I've shown you the stitch right up to the edge with the yarn over. It does not make the prettiest of edges. Okay, it's not a very clean edge. So you probably are going to want to add some selvage stitches, at least 1 or 2, if you're doing a whole piece in this. And other than that, it doesn't need any setup rows. You work it straight off of the foundation, straight off of your starting cast on, and then you bind off can be whatever you want it to be as well. It's a pretty flexible stitch. You can work it anywhere, and it does have kind of a ribbing effect. So it's open when you pull it apart, but it is stretchy and it does bounce back. So it's also, you could use bamboo stitch instead of ribbing on a cuff or a hat or a sweater hem. So lots of uses for this one. I really like it, and it's a really simple pattern. There's not much to it. You yarn over and then you pull the yarn over 2 stitches. You could try to do 3 stitches. You could definitely do 1 stitch. I don't know that it would be worth it. I don't know that you'd get much of an effect at all from it. You could try doing 3 stitches, but it's going to pull it tight. So you're going to have to watch how loosely you make that yarn over. Anything more than that, and you're probably going to have to figure out some way to make your yarn over consistently bigger. So whether that's a double yarn over and then you slip the stitches over, unwrap your yarn over and then pull that over or something like that. But it's going to get more fiddly if you try anything more than 3 stitches. So I would stick to 2. I think it looks nicest with 2, but you could probably do 3. So that's it, unless there's any questions on that. Mary says, I made a crochet sun hat and the design cool, and you had 3 or 4 people stop to ask you about it. That's so cool. And she shared her knit hat. See, it's so great. When you wear your own handmade stuff, you get to meet other people who make handmade stuff. It's such a great way to meet people. That is so cool, Mary. And that's, let's see, any other comments in here? I want to make sure I get everybody. Nope, I think that's it. So that's all I have for you guys. If there's no questions on the bamboo stitch, I will just sign off for the day. And I'll see you guys all next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.